Hi, welcome to today's gentle flow. For today's practice, you're just going to want a block or a thick, sturdy book will work just fine. We're going to get started in an easy seat, whichever leg you prefer in front. You can also sit up on that block if it feels better in your hips. On an inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, cactus arms, elbows pull down, look up. Inhale, reach up, look forward. Exhale, cactus, elbows pull down. Give yourself a few more rounds working at your pace of breath, being really intentional as you move through these movements. So finding that openness across the chest as you pull down, shoulder blades squeeze together. Then as you reach up, finding that length. Give yourself 2 more rounds wherever you are. When that's complete, we'll meet with your hands back on your knees and then roll over shins or ankles to tabletop position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Starting here with some cat-cows. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone and look up. Exhale to round the spine. Give yourself a few more rounds working at your pace of breath. Adding in whatever movement feels good to warm up your spine. In these shapes that are a little more familiar, especially if you've practiced yoga for a bit now, using these as check-in points with your body. How do you feel today? Noticing any different sensations, or just using the movement to settle into your practice. Pause next time you come back to neutral, long back of the neck, crown of the head points forward. Then tuck your back toes if they aren't tucked already. We're gonna slowly peel up to a downward facing dog. So a little different here. Start to hover your knees, shift your weight back like you're really pressing into your arms. Then pressing your belly close to your thighs, legs begin to extend. Likely this will be a little shorter than your typical down dog, so you can walk your hands forward to your typical shape, but keeping that nice long spine here. Hips lift towards the sky. You can start to pedal out the legs here, bending one knee and then the other, or just explore the shape a bit in stillness. Give yourself a full breath. Reminding yourself to move nice and slow during these gentle flows. Inhale, sweep your right leg towards the sky, toes stay pointed down. Exhale, lizard, right foot outside of right hand. Now this is where I like to bring the block under my hands, lengthening my arms here. We'll be here for about 2 rounds of breath. Back knee can lower if that feels good, or stay lifted. Pressing that back heel away from you. Upper body is nice and strong. On your next breath, step back to a downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, sweep left leg to the sky, toes stay pointed down. Exhale, lizard on the other side, left foot outside of that hand. Again, maybe the block under your hands here helps give a little more space. Back knee can stay lifted or lowered. Breathing into this shape here with a strong upper body. Noticing where you feel those sensations. Long line of energy all the way from the crown of the head to that back heel. Next breath, step back to downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, bend the knees and look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale for a half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, hang heavy. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, root through your feet, reach up tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reach up, maybe look up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, bring hands up to thighs, really lengthening that back. Exhale, fold, head hangs heavy. Plant your hands, step or hop back to plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, lower all the way to the mat. Elbows graze the ribs. Untuck your toes. Inhale, lift your heart for cobra. Elbows stay hugged in. Exhale, back to the mat. Inhale, press up to your plank, toes or knees. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Taking a moment here, press into both hands, lift those hips a little higher. Then next breath, lift your heels off the mat, bringing knees to the mat for child's pose. A little more active child's pose here than we might typically take. Inching your fingertips forward, creating as much space along this side body as is available in your body. So really feeling into that space between the ribs. Hips stay reaching towards the heels. Give yourself 3 rounds of breath here. Next breath, begin to shift forward, tucking the toes, once again pressing into your hands to peel those hips up, finding your downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep right leg to the sky, toes point down. Exhale, crescent right foot between the hands. Inhale, arms lift. Back heel presses away from you, reaching as high as you can. Exhale, cactus arms, elbows pull down, heart lifts. Inhale to extend. Returning to those pulses from the beginning of class. Now you are welcome to add in a little back knee bend if that feels good. And then reaching, but only if it adds to your practice. Our focus here is on opening the chest. 1 more round of pulses wherever you are. Next breath, hands to the mat. Step back to plank position. Inhale in plank, press away from the mat, shoulder blades slide away from each other. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, sweep left leg to the sky. Exhale, left foot between the hands, crescent on the other side. Arms frame the face, back heel presses away from you. Find that base here first. Then exhale, elbows pull down, heart lifts. Inhale, reach up towards the sky. Few more rounds of those cactus pulses. Exhale to pull down. Inhale to lift. Adding in that back knee bend if it feels good. Focusing on that openness across the chest. Pause next time your arms are lifted, not rushing to get there. Hands to the mat. Step back to plank position. Inhale in plank, press away from the mat. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, bend the knees and look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale for a half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, hang heavy. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, root through your feet, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold, hang heavy. Inhale, half lift, long legs, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step left foot back for warrior 2. So back foot parallel to the short edge of the mat, arms at shoulder height. Take a moment here. We're moving a little more slowly, so really find the base that feels good. You might inch your front toes forward. Check that you're pressing into the blade edge of your back foot and the blade edge of your front foot, helping that knee to track open. Arms at shoulder height. Soft gaze over your front fingertips. Inhale, right palm flips up, reach forward, engage that core. Exhale, reverse your warrior, right arm comes overhead. Inhale, extended side angle, left arm overhead. Exhale, back to warrior two. Breathe in, breathe out. Cartwheel your hands to the mat, finding low lunge. Step forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, crown of the head points forward. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step your right foot back this time. Warrior two on the other side. Again, take a moment here, inching your front toes forward, pressing into the blade edges of both feet. I also notice I have a tendency to want to shift a little too far forward, noticing your hips should be centered under you. So if you're finding yourself leaning here, find that spot in the middle. Soft gaze over your front fingertips. Inhale, left palm flips up, reach forward, engage that core. Exhale, reverse warrior, scoop that energy back. Inhale, extended side angle, right arm comes overhead. Exhale, back to warrior two. Breathe in, breathe out. Next breath, cartwheel your hands to the mat, low lunge. Step forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale to a half lift, airplane arms. Hold here for a breath, really squeezing those triceps. When you get to your next exhale, forward fold, hang heavy, bend the knees. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, root through your feet, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pausing here in Tadasana, hands are at your heart, elbows press away from each other. So almost like your forearms are parallel to the mat. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Next breath, step just your left foot back, star pose. So toes point to the long edge of the mat, arms pull forward, heart pulls forward. I should say arms pull up, heart pulls forward. Breathe in, breathe out. Next breath, heels pull in, elbows sink down, find goddess. Bending into your knees here, weight is towards the outer edges of your feet, squeezing your shoulder blades, returning to that familiar shape with our upper body. Breathe in, breathe out. Hands come to the inner part of your knees. Then on your next breath, press your right hand into your right knee, right shoulder dips down. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, left hand into left knee, left shoulder dips. Inhale to center. Continue with those shoulder dips at a pace that feels good for you. Spending extra time on either side if it feels good. Give ourselves a few rounds of breath here. Evening out on either side, wherever you are in that cycle. We'll meet back in center when you're ready. Returning to those cactus arms. Weight is in the outer edges of your feet, maybe feeling some heat build. Inhale, straighten your legs, toes point to long edge of the mat. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. Hands can rest on the block here if the floor feels far away. They can rest on the mat or opposite hand to opposite elbow. Keeping that weight towards the outer edges of the feet. Lengthening the hamstrings here. Allow your upper body to be heavy. 3 rounds of breath. Maybe you sway side to side. Maybe you embrace stillness. Give yourself a moment. Releasing any bind or grip you may have. Inhale, find a half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold, hang heavy. Inhale, lift all the way up, keeping that wide stance, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Step back to the top of your mat, Tadasana. Breathe in. Breathe out. Taking your block behind your heels, setting up for Malasana or Yogi Squat. Feet come nice and wide, heels might be off the mat or maybe just on it. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hips sink down, finding your Malasana. Now, if this doesn't work with one block, you'd like two, that is fantastic. Or maybe you're holding in a little higher position. Goal here is a long spine. So I'm facing this way this time so you can see my elbows press into my knees, keeping my spine nice and long, crown of my head lifted, rather than sinking into the shape down here. Eyes might soften or close. Elbows press into the knees. Weight shifts towards the outer edges of the feet. Give yourself 2 rounds of breath here, keeping that long, intentional spine all the way from your sit bones through the crown of your head. When that's complete, hands can come behind you, releasing that block as your seat finds the mat. Pausing here with knees bent, hands rest on your knees. Inhale, pull your heart towards your knees. Exhale, round forward, chin tucks towards your chest. Giving yourself a full round of breath here, just a little bend. Now you can stay right here if this feels really good, or lift your upper body, hands come towards the mat, lengthening your legs, then round forward into a forward fold here. Now again, notice you can bring a little bend to the knees or a lot of bend to the knees. Chin tucks towards your chest. Legs stay hugging together. We did a lot of open hip work with this practice, so tracking the hips forward a little closer together here for some counter work. 2 full rounds of breath. Next, inhale, lift your upper body out of the shape. We'll take our twists from right here. Inhale, twist towards the right. Right hand comes behind you. Left hand can rest on that outer thigh. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more round of breath. Inhale to lift the crown of the head. Exhale, right shoulder pulls back. Next breath, come back to center. Other side, twist towards the left. Left hand behind you, right hand to the outer part of the thigh. Inhale here. Exhale here. One more breath. Inhale, lift the crown of the head. Exhale, left shoulder pulls back. Inhale, come back to center. Coming to an easy seat. I'm gonna take my opposite leg in front and sit up on the block here, just giving my hips a little more openness. We'll close practice from this shape, but if you prefer to take a Shavasana, you're more than welcome to. Hands can rest on your thighs. Eyes soft or closed. Finding that openness in the chest, like you're squeezing your shoulder blades together once more. We'll give ourselves a handful of breaths right here. Your only job is to breathe. I'll let you know when it's time to close out practice. Let each breath be just a bit longer than the one before it. Make your next inhale the deepest inhale of your day so far. Completely filling the torso, feeling that expansion in your body. Exhale, release, nice and slow, pressing out all of that air. Feeling that contraction through the torso. When that's complete, return to your natural rhythm of breath. Eyes can stay soft or closed as we close out practice here. Giving ourselves a collective breath. On an inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, draw your hands back to heart center. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Thank you for being part of this rad community, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.